Imagine you launch a startup. Day 1, 100 users in your system. Day 30, it increases to 10k users. Day 90, 1 million users and your server crashed. Why? Because one server cannot handle everyone. Today, we fix this problem using one of the most important system design component, that is load balancer. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Coding. In our system design tutorial series, today we will learn what is load balancer, why we need it, types of load balancers, load balancer algorithms, and how companies like Netflix, Amazon, and Google use it in the real world system. If you are preparing for a system design interviews or building a scalable application, this video is a must watch. So let's dive right into it. Let's start with a inverted thinking. What if we don't use load balancers? Let's start with a simple setup. You have a client, that is a browser or mobile app, and one backend server. Every request goes to the same server. What can be wrong here? The server can be overloaded, high response time, single point of failure. That's where load balancer comes in. What is load balancer? A load balancer is a component that sits between clients and servers, distribute incoming traffic across multiple backend servers, ensure no single server is overloaded. Think of it like a traffic police directing cars to the different road to avoid traffic jams. Let's see the high level architecture. Now instead of one server, we have client, load balancer and multiple backend servers. The clients talk only to the load balancer. The load balancer decides which server should handle the request. This gives us scalability, high availability and fault tolerant. Now let's see the types of load balancers. Number 1, layer 4 load balancer, that is transport layer. Work at TCP and UDP. Decision is based on IP addresses and port numbers. It is very fast and cannot be inspect HTTP headers and cookies. For example, AWS network load balancer HAProxy. Number 2, layer 7 load balancer, that is application layer. Work at HTTP or HTTPS. Can route based on URL path, headers, cookies or user location. For example, API/users request goes to the server A. API/payment request goes to the server B. The application layer load balancers are Nginx AWS application load balancer. Now let's see the load balancing algorithms. Number 1, round robin. Distribute incoming client requests sequentially and cyclically across a pool of servers. It is a simple but ignore server loads. Number 2, least connections. Request goes to the server with the fewest active connections, perfect for the long running request. Number 3, weighted round robin. Some requests are the stronger. Assign higher weightage to the powerful server, like server A with weight 5 and server B with weight 2. Number 4, IP hash or sticky session. Same user, same server. Useful for the session based applications, bad for the scalability if one server fails. Health checks and failovers. Load balancer constantly pings servers. If a server stops responding, return errors. It is removed from the traffic. This ensures zero downtime and high availability. Real world examples. Netflix receives millions of requests per second. They use global load balancer with CDN based, regional load balancers, service level load balancing. The result is fast streaming and no single point of failure. The interview tips. In the interviews, always mention why load balancer is needed, which layer like layer 4 or layer 7, algorithm choices, health checks, failover strategy. This shows senior level system design thinking. To summarize, load balancers are the backbone of a scalable system. They improve performance, reliability and availability. That's awesome, right? That's it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more awesome tech insight videos. See you in next video. Until then, keep learning and stay curious.